All right, welcome everybody to another episode of M.U.D TV. My name is Jermaine, and here's my daughter Felicia, aka Marcy, as I call her. Thank you guys for visiting the channel and stuff. The first thing we always want to talk about is news and stuff like that. And as little children, sometimes as parents, we try to hide the world from our kids. But in this day and age, you cannot hide the world because you got all kind of things. They can look at YouTube. They can look at CNN when you ain't paying attention. They can look at all things. They hear things. My daughter come from school asking me stuff about Abraham Lincoln, Joe Biden. She'll ask me about presidents, Mike X and stuff like that. So as the world turns, we can't whitewash. We cannot make the stuff look good. We actually got to tell the kids the truth, no matter what and stuff like that. And sometimes as a parent, especially as a black parent and stuff like that, I actually got to tell my daughter what life really is and stuff like that. I don't really care about what somebody said. They hope it should be. I have to explain to her and stuff like that in this world today. You have anything you want to add, Marcy?
All I want to say is I just want you to talk about like how was it in the military and stuff, and like how are the presidents, are they bad or good? And I just want to know about people on the news, and I just want to know about people that was doing stuff on TV. Okay,
my military career, we're gonna I talked later in another time, but by president. She asked me a question today when we was coming back home. She asked me, are all presidents good and stuff like that? I said no, it's no president that's good. Not for me. Not for my not for DOS, descendants of slaves and stuff like that. They have passed laws on books. From books I recommended last week, called from The Color Law from David Rothstein and stuff like that. That actually we had laws on the book after slavery, after we got emancipated and stuff like that. And then we went to black codes. And then when they wrote the 15th Amendment, basically what they did, they gave you voting rights and all this type of stuff. But at the same time, they said if you wind up as a black man, if you wind up going to jail or something like that, you actually lose your rights to vote and stuff like that. And then they can put you in prison camps. And then you cannot vote anymore. And how they used on the black codes, that mean after slavery, if you didn't have a job, and most times you didn't have a job, they can lock you up. So they utilized the law to put us back in slavery. That's why there's a book called The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander that I recommend that you guys read as well. And most people say, no, we had great presidents. No, we haven't. You cannot name a history, even from George Bush, from Abraham Lincoln. All these guys did things that gonna benefit them in the long run, to benefit their constituents in the long run. And we never was their constituents. You gotta understand that. We didn't have voting rights when Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves and stuff. It was basically a policy that, because the South was making so much money off free labor, that the North wanted it was economic reason why they freed the slaves and stuff like that. It was economic reason. And then most people say, no, we had Obama. No, you cannot name me one policy that affected you that Obama did great. As me, as a black man that make, and then as a private owner and stuff, that I make so much money and stuff like that, Obamacare doesn't help me one bit and stuff. It actually cost me a lot of money. It cost me almost $25,000 to $20,000 a year just for health insurance. So if you think that's great for me and stuff like that, how many of y'all gonna pay $20-some thousand for health insurance and stuff like that, especially when you got a family? So that didn't benefit me. He didn't make no laws to help the black American. Just like I always told, when me and Larry was on, when me and my daughter was on, we 13% of the population only got 2% of wealth. That's wealth, and we only own 1% of the land. That's abysmal. How about you, Marcia? What else you want to ask?
I just want to say that.
How you feel about it? Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about Joe Biden being the president of the United States?
No.
No? Why you say no? Why you think it's no for?
Because he mean.
He's mean. Basically, you saying on policies, things that he done in the past, or things that he's planning on doing? Or things he did in the past, because you know most people get tired.
Because what's that dude name that end with Brown who was crying on the news?
That was she's basically talking about Van Johnson. Van Johnson is a CNN contributor and stuff like that. He was crying on the news because basically this is what he said, Marcy. He said because Trump was.
Let me. This is what he was. Yes, I just think that it was a joke. We can be better, president.
So he basically so she making fun of him, and she should make fun of him because he basically said he was so tearful and so happy that Joe Biden won the election, that we don't have to see tweets no more, that we don't have to see Muslim bans and stuff like that. Even though Obama put a Muslim ban when Obama went in office, we had 2 wars. We was in Iraq and we was in Afghanistan. When he finished, we wound up being Syria, Somalia, a few others, Iran, a few other countries as well, small countries as well and stuff like that. Libya, stuff like that. And Libya is an open slave state. So there's black and brown people. So we start off with 2 wars and we wind up ending with 7 wars. We're gonna finish this sentence right quick, Marcy. So we ended with 7 wars, and we bombed black and brown countries and stuff. We didn't go bomb no Denmark or anything like that. We bombed countries and stuff like that got people that look like me or my daughter and stuff like that. So because Trump put a Muslim ban, y'all felt offended, even though Muslims still able to come to the country. But Obama bombed Muslims, killed thousands of them, and actually displaced them, and they had to wind up being refugees like Somalians. They did that. United States did that to Somalia. We did that to Iran. We did that to Syria and stuff like that. We did that to a bunch of other countries. We even in Africa right now. We got over 900 bases in Africa. They call it African Command. When I was in the military and stuff like that, I was getting ready to get on a contract and go to that place as well and stuff like that. That's what American empire does to you and stuff like that. And how they do, they program you to think that this person right here, we're gonna blame all of the faults of America on this one guy, and forget about all the faults of somebody else. You can like somebody, but you cannot lie about that person. And that's what I get offended about, Marcy. How about you?
All I want to say is...
Speak your mind. Speak truth to power.
Okay. So ask this question to your parents, or ask this question to yourself and see if you can figure out. The question is, why are people called serial killers? Because some kids think they kill cereal, and some kids want to be a serial killer because they think they kill cereal, and some kids don't like cereal, but that's not me.
No, serial killers are basically a mass murder, like people that you probably don't read about.
Like the Masked Man.
Like Masked Man, like a Jason. Jason you can consider a serial killer. Freddy you can consider serial killer.
Who else? Michael Myers.
Michael Myers is a serial killer and stuff like that. Them very bad people that wind up killing a lot of people and stuff. And serial killer means they kill multiple people.
But Michael Myers actually found his mask in the girl's restroom because he had to kill that girl.
Yep. So, you got any other questions about that you want to know about, that you find fascinating?
All I want to know is just, why do people just leave their front door open or a glass door open? Because you never know when it's just a baby, and he actually knows how to get into the pool, and you let him in the pool by himself. You never know if he drowns.
Yeah, that's why you always gotta put protection locks on the doors and everything. And always, just like you said last week, you always gotta.
And I remember that time when my mama thought I was going outside with Isaiah, but actually y'all never put a lock on the door when y'all said y'all needed to. But I'm not that type of person. I know how to swim. Yeah,
because you know how to swim, that don't mean we want you out there without dust supervision.
I know, because you never know when somebody can hop that you never know when somebody can hop that gate, or you never know when somebody can just slowly open the gate, and then they hear swimming, and then they come and peek, and then they see the kid, and then they come up, it's still the kid, and then they're going to be freezing cold, and also they're going to be screaming for help, and the neighbors ain't even going to do nothing, just let me tell you something, they are racist, but some of them aren't.
No, we don't want to go all that far. Everybody's not racist and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. Somebody, but
so
some
we don't even want to emphasize that, because you can look at the color of somebody's skin and say, "Oh, they racist" and stuff like that. That's not something.
Yeah, but you just have to ask them questions, and they say that, if they say I don't like you or anything, then you just know they're not racist. But like, if they just say, why are you letting your daughter talk about this? You know that's not right, and then you know they're racist.
No, that's not racist. Most people don't understand. We live in a racist society. We live in systematic racism and stuff like that. And I do teach my daughters about black and white, and I teach her about not all white people are bad and not all black people are good at the same time. We got a bunch of white people that wind up helping doing a lot of things for the abolition movement. They got killed when marching as well and stuff. And we got a bunch of black people that was against the movements and stuff as well. So it's basically a balancing act that we do as a parent and stuff like that. I'm not gonna hide the truth from my daughter. The world is a bad place, and sometimes the world has a lot of bad people in it. But at the same time, you will find a lot of diamonds in the rough and stuff like that. You will find a lot of people. I remember a woman named Linda that wound up when my house burned down about 20 or 30 years ago and stuff like that. Let me stay. It was a white woman. I didn't have no one else in my family let me stay with her, but Linda let me stay with her for like 6 months and stuff like that, rent free and stuff like that. She was a white woman, and she did that and stuff like that. And I don't look at the color of somebody's skin. I look at the character of that person and stuff like that. And that's moving forward. And that's what we need to teach our kids, because my daughter is a very special person. I always try to train her in the right way and things like that. And then when they do say something in the wrong manner and stuff like that, as a parent, you need to come to that child and basically just critique them and say, no, we don't want to look at this. We want to look at that and stuff like that as well.
You always control what they're watching. And let me just tell you one thing.
Yes, do.
And let me just tell you one thing. Just make sure with their child, make sure if your child's eating healthy, because you never know when they can end up like I'm just gonna say he my uncle. You never know when he or she is gonna end up like my Uncle David, because he actually had diabetes because he wasn't eating healthy. And that's what actually can happen to your kids, and they can get diabetes. And you won't even know it because you're not paying attention. And all you do is just lay in your bed, tell them to go make them some noodles or something. And then they just go, they burn themselves. And they also don't know how to cook. If they don't know how to cook, they could just find something unhealthy and eat it. See, my dad makes sure I eat all my healthy food before I eat that kind of food.
Yeah, as a parent and stuff, like it's always, just like I said earlier, it's always a balancing act. But if when we do things like this, and what we want to do, we want to end this episode, and we want to thank you guys and stuff like that. Push like, share it and stuff like, share this video and stuff like that. And there'll be more videos coming through this week as well. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Marcia, say bye.
Bye.